May I speak in the name of God, our beginning and our end. Amen. I saw God on Monday this week in the churchyard. I saw God near the deanery. A single snowdrop, the first I had seen this year. Looking more closely, there were other snowdrop leaves, but it was this first runner, front runner, this firstborn that stopped me in my tracks. A stream of emotions lubricated my heart as I stood before this burning bush, this flower on fire. Beautiful, delicate, perfectly formed. A symbol of hope and life in dull, damp, wintry days. And pure gift. I had been working at my desk and was heading for a lunchtime gathering, my mind busy with this and that. And then all of a sudden, I saw God. You might prefer, I noticed the divine. An epiphany which instantly expanded the walls of my world. God is not some theological concept to be understood. God is not grasped in the stating of some creedal formula. God is the reality all around and within, the constant presence to be noticed, to be savoured, to be communed with. We are invited to come and see. We are invited to open our eyes. We are welcome in every moment and with each breath to notice the one who is always present. Seeing the snowdrop, I was silenced by its utter gratuity. Other times it has been a tree, a bird, even an insect. You will know the experience. You can be completely enchanted by something outside and beyond yourself. We notice the flower or the bird and we give it voice. We allow its inherent dignity. The snowdrop is a subject in its own right, rather than an object in my world. Once I notice, I am present to what is, without the crutch of my preferences. Once I notice, I am present to what is, without the false ledger of judging things as important or not. Once I notice, I am present to what is, and a much broader, much deeper, much wilder, much wider field of perception is available. The soul sees souls everywhere else. Deep calls to deep. These epiphanies are pure gift. We can't make them happen. We can't force them. We can only keep our eyes open. But if we keep our eyes open and look, we notice these epiphanies are all around us, all of the time. Our attitude, our mindset makes all the difference, of course. Are we in receptive mode, ready to receive, or are our minds fixed and set? Are we alert, or are we going around on autopilot? Have we planned our day so precisely that we resist or even reject the interruptions? Or are we open to promptings? Are we open to promptings, open to people, open to situations? To be present to something is to allow the moment, the person, the idea, the situation to influence us and even change us. It's frightening. We make ourselves vulnerable as we give the event control over us, and none of us really like that. Notice how we see all this in the Christmas and Epiphany stories. Mary says yes to the angel's alarming greeting. She is able calmly and wonderfully to trust that someone else is in charge. The wise men respond to the star in the sky and the stirrings in their hearts. They leave the comfort of the familiar and embark on their risky journey. And in this morning's gospel, the disciples accept Jesus' invitation to come and see. They spend the day with Jesus and are convinced he is the Messiah. Their lives are never the same again. These dramatic stories illustrate how God's grace can transform us when we accept the invitation. But this is true too in all the less dramatic, everyday epiphanies that are available to us. Even the snowdrop is exceptional just this time of year. We can experience God in very ordinary things. The washing up, waiting at the traffic lights, a cup of tea, the person next to you. We can experience God in very ordinary things. Now, this is difficult in a culture that promotes extraordinary experiences, an economy that promotes cruises to faraway places, parachute jumps, and indulgent spas. But we can experience God in very ordinary things. The invitation is to step out of the soap opera that plays in our minds, at least to realize there is a soap opera playing in our minds. We are welcome in every moment and with each breath to notice the one who is always present. Come and see.